This is Mr. Hardcore Mode where nothing's easy. Welcome back, everybody. How y'all doing? Sorry, I had a few hiccups last night and I couldn't stream, but I'm back. Hopefully we do all right today, and that's the plan. I do have a hard rant for you. One in regards to Fallout. I have a bit of impression of Fallout's new series from Amazon. And the full season, they gave us all 8 episodes of Fallout. And yeah, I have my thoughts on it, and we're going to go ahead and dive right into that. Wanted to say before that, I appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting up on YouTube and also up on Twitch. I know I'm on and off a lot, and my stream has a whole bunch of scuff, but I'm doing the best that I can, and I appreciate you guys' patience. But anyway, let's get into this hard rant about Fallout. Fallout, let's just say right now, Fallout is a really good series on Amazon. I know, this is crazy. I know, it's crazy. Fallout is a really good show on Amazon. But we also have to know that Fallout is also not canon. I knew it wasn't going to be fully canon because let's keep it a stack, everybody. You make a story in the Fallout world and you want to make it compelling and stuff. And also it's with Bethesda. Sorry, there's a lot. There's stuff in my eye, and I'm being weird right now. Anyway, the reason why I say this is because Fallout. What's the word I'm looking for? Fallout is definitely not canon. But the story that they pull off is actually very, very well. I know there's a couple of retcon things going on with the lore, and I kind of find what they're doing with Fallout in this series really well done, but I also find what they also do in the video game well done, because I'm not going to spoil anything, but they have 2 different reasons why the bombs kind of went off and then started this wasteland. For the video game, that's not much of a spoiler. The Chinese did First Blood. The Shi Empire and all that stuff. Basically, they were the ones that fired first. Of course, there was a civil war. There was a freaking civil war or pre-war, and they were, America was fighting the Chinese, and fighting communists, yada yada, all that grand stuff. But China shot first. But there's a lot of speculation with that in the actual lore. You can spin it however you want. It's fine. In Fallout, the series, you'll have to watch for yourself. But they did it in a way that actually is kind of stupid, but actually kind of interesting at the same time. But you have to watch it for yourself. There's a lot of political, nonsense that goes on in Fallout. And you don't have to take Fallout too seriously. You can, and you don't need to. It's up to you, because there's a lot of crazy nonsense in Fallout the lore. Like, you got a giant mutant doing his own sort of radio station wearing like a flower hat. You got a dog with a capsulized brain that follows you around. You have a giant robot with a smiley face that's so super nice, but he treats you like has the best customer service in New Vegas, and you got all this crazy nonsense that happens in Fallout, the actual game, but they carry that over into Fallout this show as well, which is actually really well done. They dialed it. They see, when you make a series and you want to have certain emotions tied to it, but you have to keep the pacing well. you have to do a certain level of seriousness, and you have to do a certain level of comedic performance going on, because you got people blowing their heads off, you got crazy mutants. It's the Fallout series does a very good job of keeping a good balance of comedy and of seriousness, and a serious emotion that goes along with it, which is actually really hard to do. Kind of like with Marvel series back when it was, the OG Marvel series, when it came to Iron Man, when it came to Spider-Man, Captain America, the Civil War with the MC universe back then, because they had to you can't do too much comedy, otherwise the seriousness of the whole story is just gonna feel weird. And I think they did that very well in this one. I gotta say right now, let me talk about the characters real quick with the series. The lady that you see before you, her name is Lucy. Awesome performance of a vault dweller who has no idea what the hell is going on in the outside world, and she carries that sort of niceness, privilege out into the wasteland, where it's like she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. I would rob this bitch and then just probably sell her off into like a slave raider or something like that. And then you got the ghoul to your left, and I gotta say, when it came to just the ghoul, every time when the ghoul was on the picture, it was fire. It was gangbusters. Like, and especially when it came to the ghoul who has always been in the wasteland, and a vault dweller that has always been in the vault. And when those two come together, makes a really, really good story. And I'm super glad that they did that well. I am really glad that those two did it well. The story just kept me going. I kept, every time when I saw the ghoul and her in the same same rhythm, that I was just like, yo, what's gonna happen? There's a certain level of fucked up respect between the two that kind of will probably carry over to season 2, and I'm super interested in seeing where those go. Of course, you got the dog meat. Dog will be good. He's a good boy. He's doing awesome. He also has his own story too. Maximus, the guy in the Brotherhood, I'm gonna be honest with you, he sucked. I'm sorry, brother man. I don't know what they did to your story, but they put your emotions everywhere. First, you're crying. I don't know why you're crying. You're in the Brotherhood. You're in the army. You've been in the Brotherhood army. Like, that's not a spoiler, by the way. He's literally wearing the armor, and he's part of the Brotherhood. But he's got a certain level of ambition, but his emotions keep going everywhere. And I'm just like, bro, you stick with 2 emotions, okay? You have ambition, and you have a little bit of friendliness. You can keep those 2, but stop, like with her, with Ella, well, that's the voice actor for Lucy. With Lucy, hers made complete sense. She had moments of pure like happiness. There's moments where she's pure sad. There's moments where she's just sticks straight to survival. With the ghoul, he's just straight up an asshole through the whole damn thing. But he has a certain level of intelligence or wisdom when it comes to the wasteland, and it made it cohesive with at least those 2 characters, the ghoul and Lucy. Maximus, it felt like he was really wonky. There's actually another character in the Brotherhood that follows Maximus midway to the story. I kind of liked him more than Maximus. I don't know what this character Maximus was supposed to be. It's all over the place. Also, when it came to the Brotherhood and the new recruits for being a squire, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of those squires looked like interns. They didn't look like soldiers at all. I get it. you'll be a kid once and then you'll grow up, maybe 17, 18, become a squire. I'm not sure exactly the age, but none of them look like they were ready to like go into war. All of them look like interns. I was just like, yo, yes, please take care of my emails. Thank you. All right. Can you get me a latte? Oh, I don't know. Most of them did. Not all of them. Most of them did. The vault dwellers, all of the rest of the vault dwellers, looked exactly like how they should be. Exactly how they should be. They were naive, they were privileged, they were lazy at times, they didn't know what they were doing. They treated the vault shelter life as sort of like like not only a community, but also like you know how it feels when you get a new job and they're like, we're here, we're a family. You know, we're a family. We're vault dweller. You know, we're at this job. We're not coworkers. We're a family. That's what it felt like, and that was perfect to display what Fallout is. For the ghoul, he was always fucking alone, and there's a lot of past moments with the ghoul before he became a ghoul that was actually really interesting because pre-war and Wasteland version of that ghoul is like two different people. There's a moment later in the between Lucy and the ghoul where he says to her, and I quote, "We're just the same. It's just that a matter of time you're gonna be just like me." And I was like, ooh, that was a good line, because he is like in pre-war time, completely different person. There ain't no bombs going off. There ain't no wasteland. Obviously, he's probably got friends, family, and stuff like that. But after the apocalypse, completely different dude. He changed. You'll find out exactly what happened, that sort of thing. But there's also a level of I gotta say, I gave you a lot of positives and to the show, but I gotta say the first 4 episodes were peak, but near the end, or at least completely to the end, things were kind of fucking weird. You'll have to find that for yourself. Maybe I'll do a little bit of spoilers at the end. No, I'm not going to do any spoilers. No, I'm not going to do any spoilers. I gotta watch the show for yourself. It is actually very entertaining. You'll actually enjoy it. I actually found it really enjoyable. I love Fallout. I have a friend named Game Wanderer that loves Fallout, and there's a certain level of, okay, I can understand that this is not canon, but it's a really good representation to Fallout. They've done everything right. A little bit of lore fucked up here, but they still had a really good Fallout story here, which is really cool. It's really hard to kind of do your own thing in Fallout. Well, no, sorry, it's not. But it's okay to have your own twist to it, but just don't break the source material completely. You don't want to. They're not buying things with bottle caps. They're buying things with actual pre-war dollars. That would fuck with people. That would make no sense. But there was a good enough amount of source material to where it was just like, okay, I can follow this. I can keep on going. And I kept on binge watching. I haven't binge watched shows in a long time. Even with the Invincible on Amazon Prime, I watched that bit by bit. I didn't binge watch Invincible. I binge watched Fallout. I watched all 8 episodes in one go, and I came out that, and I was just like, all right, we'll see what you got. There's a lot of teaser. There's definitely a season 2. I'm looking forward to that. Here's the thing, though. They are going to I have a strong feeling that they will delve away from the lore way more in season 2. But I won't mention. It's just a feeling. I'm not saying, oh yeah, I know what the hell's going on. But there's a level of like, I don't know, but we'll see. That's basically what I'm going at it right now. They're starting off strong, but we'll see where they go from here on out. I have a strong belief that they're going to probably go like a 2 years or 3 years later sort of thing when it comes to season 2, because a lot of stuff happened. But right now with season 1, great characters. I hope Maximus, the Brotherhood dude, I hope they work on him a little bit more because he needs it. But I do want to go ahead and let you guys know a little bit of details on what Todd Howard said before we end this whole thing. Todd Howard said, we view what's happening in the show as a canon. Bethesda director Todd Howard told Vanity Fair. That's what's great when someone else looks at your work and then translates it in some fashion. This other person says, it's a new story that comes sort of after the events we've seen in the games, co-showrunner Wagner said at a virtual process conference attended by GamesRadar on why they chose not to adapt one of the earlier games in the series. Now that's fine. It's fine. And then, but the biggest thing, I know there's a lot of bad that comes with video games or films, but if you're trying to adapt into something, you have to stick to a majority of the source materials. Don't go changing Batman into like some sort of beta cuck like weirdo. Don't go up to Superman and be like, it's like, oh man, he needs to no longer, be a superhero, and he I don't know, something freaking weird. Like we don't want sort of things on actual things when it comes to like Spider-Man, when it comes to Fallout, when it comes to actual IPs, when it comes to Tomb Raider. We don't want those things to be perverted in a sort of way. You gotta stick to a good amount of the source material. Don't make it fucking weird to where you're like, oh, Tomb Raider should stop being stealing stuff from indigenous worlds. And I'm like, bitch, she's preserving it so people can see it in the British Museum. Shut up. Shut up. There's a lot of weirdos out there in, film, when it comes to gaming, that they kind of want to do this whole inclusion thing. And I'm just like, listen, inclusivity is literally exclusivity when you pervert it in such. You know what I'm saying? He's like, don't try to say that you're doing something good and shake a person's hand, and then the other hand you got a dagger and then you twist it. You don't want to do that. Just do what you can with the story that's already available and work on that. You can spin it to different areas as long as the story is compelling. People will forgive you for that. People will actually applaud you for saying, hey, they didn't go into the complete lore of Fallout, but they got something good here. And that's what they got here. Now, I won't label as the show canon. The show is completely, I would say it's sort of like a fanfic, because Todd Howard says that it's canon, but also we got to remember, Todd Howard is a fucking liar, okay? And he kind of just said it just now. He said, oh yeah, the show, yeah, what's happening in the show is canon. But he also said that's what's great when someone else looks at your work and then translates it in some fashion. That's literally the dictionary word for what's the word? Fan fiction. That's literally the word. It's like, oh yeah, I like Fallout, but here's my own story. Check it out. Here's the whole script and all these characters that I made. And that's what they did for Fallout. And honestly, there's a lot of fanfic for Fallout you can look up online. Some of them are pretty compelling, and then some of them are pretty fucking weird, okay? I've seen a couple of them, bro. There's a lot of fan fiction out there that has nothing to do with the lore. I saw one where like some vault dweller got DP'd by two like freaking, you know what? I think that's it for this video. I really do enjoy it. I hope you guys get a chance to watch it, and yeah, it's a good show. Also want to add one really good line for people that like to avoid they like to avoid the main mission and stick to the side mission. They said this in the show that I really enjoyed, that I really thought everybody should see. What was the line? Oh god, it was right here. Here it is. Here it is. The best line, the most relatable line in the whole damn show. Here it is.
Yeah, well, the wasteland's got its own golden rule.
Oh, what's that?
Thou shalt get sidetracked by bullshit every goddamn time.
Thou shalt get sidetracked by bullshit every single time. That's right. You want to go straight to the main mission? Nah. Fallout doesn't do that. Fallout likes to give you 5 missions before you reach your destination to the main mission. You see some weird mountain, some ghoul on the side, you see a death claw. I hope not. Thou shalt get sidetracked by bullshit. That's the golden rule to the wasteland. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and play some video games. Really do appreciate you guys seeing this video. It's really good to see a lot of people actually doing memes on Fallout and actually enjoying it. That means if you don't have any memes to your show or your game, it's probably because people don't like it. But if you get a lot of memes like I've been seeing, I think there's a lot of people that actually like your show. And it's not just me. This is not just me. A lot of people are like, meh, I don't like it. And then a lot of people are saying, huh, I want to see season 2 right now. A lot of fans. Anyway, let's go play some video games.